Welcome back to Dr. Wily Final Attack. This is a post-commentary. I have no idea what happened to my commentary while I was actually playing the level, but it is lost. So yeah, I'm having to do this after the fact. Not only that, I wasn't feeling it during this level. I don't know if I just had a bad day when I started playing this, but I'm just going to consider it a separate video not actually associated with the challenge, despite the fact that I'm going to try and beat this level with the challenge as long as possible and then just quit it early when I got the chance, as you will see later in the video. So it'll be separate and won't be tallied in the overall analysis at the end of this play series. Now onto the level itself, you can definitely feel a Rainbow Man vibe coming on, just like, you know, Unlimited stage, a lot of rainbow colors and kind of the same motif, and you get force beams, which I was very surprised to see here. I wasn't actually expecting them, so I was like, oh no. It can be quite evident in fan games. They can be overly abused and heavily annoying. But in this case, this level, they're actually tastefully done. And you just get a little hint of some of the clever ways that they're going to be implemented in those two rooms that we just passed. Not only that, but there's a lot of mix-mashing of stage gimmicks and enemies from a wide variety of stages you've encountered thus far, just to give you some interesting challenges and tactical decisions you're going to have to make and problems to solve. And a glitch. And you also see the overabundance of spike usage, this being a optional level and thus won't be counted in the overall analysis. I made that decision last minute, but hey, whatever, it's my play series. This is a special stage, so there's going to be a lot of things that are out to kill you, and this room was really bad. If you're not quick enough to get up onto that ladder, you will not have enough time to clear it when the force beams hit. That is for sure. You do not want to dilly-dally. And here I was trying to figure out exactly how best to get through this little puzzle without dropping myself into spikes. It ended up being very easy, but, you know, one small mistake and you're hosed. That was a little nerve-wracking. And speaking of nerve-wracking, we have 2 more screens of force beams. You may not realize it at first until the first one starts coming in after you, but you get the picture really quick. And this is actually one of the few times I've seen in the Mega Man series, fan game or not, where you actually have to deal with force beams going up a stage rather than going down a stage, as is generally the case. And then we have a rather interesting Top Man Cat as a mini-boss, and this is a very hectic mini-boss. As a matter of fact, that the sparks that it shoots from its tail actually tend to want to propel you into the spike pit rather than away from it. So the trick there is to actually start closest to the spike pit and then work your way back as the spikes come up towards you. But I didn't realize that at the time, and only post-commented I realized that would have been a more valid tactic there. But nope, you are not done. That was actually just the midpoint. And here is a rather clever idea. It's like a dual path, but there's invisible platforms on the bottom that you can only see on the top path. So if you just follow the top path, you won't fall into the spikes that are invisibly down below. So a very clever gimmick that I realized real soon, as soon as I got here. Yeah, bravo. And I was actually freaked out. I'm like, oh my god, oh wait, there's nothing there. And yet, yes, those spikes did catch me at the top there. That is a very tricky area to navigate. Yeah, every time I come across those spikes in the corridor, even though they're not real, I have to pause just for a second and like remind myself, oh yeah, there's really nothing there. And I think I pull a dirt moment right there. And have to die all over again. I got really mad right there, I can tell you that. Now that we're past that little interesting area a second time, we're going to do this a third time, and just because those platforms are completely solid, when you try and jump up on them, your head might hit the bottom of one and you sink right back down to the platform below you, or in my case, the spikes. Not very fun at all. Those platforms are dangerous when they're arranged like that. And some quick-minute reflexes here. Good thing I was prepared at the time, because I could have easily died. I expected something like that as soon as I saw that thing. I'm like, oh, arrow right across a whole bunch of spikes? Where have I seen this type of obstacle before? And here's a little nerve-wracking jump. So it tries to pull that on you not once, but twice. So the second time, you should definitely be expecting it by then. And this is actually another midpoint right down below there. And good thing too, because we have nothing but force beams from here on out. Yeah, that's when I realized, oh crap, here's another force beam segment. I just thought it was like, oh, interesting little room design. Then I'm like, oh no. These next few rooms are anything but nice. Oh, catch yourself. This is a very tricky room. If you dawdle for too long, that force beam on below will hit, and then there's no way you can get out of that room without hitting and taking damage. So as you can see, I was freaking out at this point. I was like, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. But all these little gimmicks are used in very interesting ways. And there's the big question mark. I was like, you know, I don't even want to do that anymore. Notice the slight pause there. I was like, I'm just going to use an E-Tank. I'm just not really feeling it tonight. Whatever this boss has to throw at me, I have 4. What the heck? I'm going to use it. And so apparently, Bryan Man is a big fan of Sonic, I guess, which is also indicative by the Sunset Park, I believe, meaty that's being used. And he throws rings, just like Sonic. And for some reason, I instinctively actually went underneath him, which was the correct choice to do. Because I was just like, why is he spinning in the air? He's probably going to shoot something out on the sides if he does that. And so I was correct in assuming you need to be underneath him when he shoots those red rings out. And that's when I was just like, you know, screw it. I am using my E-Tank just to get this guy down, because this level, again, as I said, not feeling it. But overall, he's a very simple boss. You just have to be aware of the RNG of all those rings being thrown around. But overall, this stage and this boss, if given enough time, I probably could have completed it with the challenge, but it is what it is, and I'm just not going to tally this in the overall final analysis. It's just going to be something bonus for you all to watch, and yeah, there you have it. It's a shame you won't hear my actual reactions to the level, because I lost the commentary, unfortunately. But hey, we get the special attack, which is basically like a portable Eddie. And next, Dr. Wily, everybody. Woohoo! Final stretch. See you later.